everybody. It's day 7. We made it 1 week in. Can't believe I actually did 7 straight days of daily vlogging. It's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work, but I'm actually having a great time doing it. And I'm seriously thinking of making this like maybe a weekly thing. For members, if I turn memberships on, we'll see if I decide what to do. Anyways, I wanted to do something a little bit different today. This vlogging thing is kind of new to me, and I feel like you guys are at the point where you're going to start getting bored of me showing you me in the morning making coffee and, just doing my work, which is such a boring routine. So I figured I would just do some more semi-vloggy style videos where, I'm not scripted and I'm talking to you guys just like I am right now. But I'm actually like doing something themed, So like today, I wanted to talk about Christmas movies and what my favorite Christmas movies are, my favorite scenes in those Christmas movies are, and how I experience those movies from the perspective of someone who grew up in a different country. And so you got to understand, I'm a Spanish speaker, that's my native language. And in my country, when I saw classic movies that you grew up probably watching, I would watch them, once a year, and it would be dubbed, something like that. Or I wouldn't watch them at all. Or I would just not pay attention to them because I was too small or, too young. And then I would rewatch them once I was in the U.S., once my English was better. And then, then I had a different understanding of what those movies actually meant to me. I picked 5 of them, which I think are the ones that I enjoy the most. And there's a common theme here, which is I like comedies and I like romantic comedies. And that's not surprising at all if you know me. I'm a romantic. I don't know, that's who I am. And I picked Elf as my first favorite Christmas movie of all time. Just because, it's very funny. I mean, that movie not only has a Christmas message about, not forgetting about Christmas even when you're older, and, not letting the corporate greed, take over that childhood spirit, childhood Christmas spirit. Now, did you know that this kid right here, the kid to the right, is actually the same guy, the same kid from A Christmas Story? Alfie?
Well, if he hasn't figured out he's a human by now, I don't think he ever will.
That's him, all grown up. I didn't find this out until recently. I was like, I didn't pick up on it that it's the same kid. But of course, there are some iconic scenes in this movie. One of my favorite scenes is the one when he walks into his dad's office and everyone thinks that he's just like a Christmagram because, this guy dressed up as an elf. And they just let him right in thinking that he was going to go singing Christmas carols. And he was a real elf.
What's a Christmasgram? I want one.
Poor buddy. He didn't know any better. All he wanted was to meet his dad and for his dad to love him. Is that so wrong? No, it's not. Of course, another iconic scene is when he exposes the mall Santa for being the fake that he is.
Who the heck are you?
What are you talking about? I'm Santa Claus.
No, you're not.
That is one line I repeat all the time.
You sit on a throne of lies.
I don't know what it is about Will Ferrell, but he just cracks me up so much. Every single one of his movies are a favorite of mine. One that I watch with my kids a lot, it's Step Brothers. Man, I can quote that movie up and down. I just love that movie so much. It just cracks me up. A Christmas Story, which I mentioned earlier. That movie I watched for the first time when I first moved to the US because they had it on, oh my God, so many reruns left and right, just like they still do. But when I first saw that movie, I was like, this is a Christmas movie? I think this is so weird, But man, those iconic scenes like the...
Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge.
Had to get, that soap in his mouth for being a potty mouth. And when...
I triple dog dare ya!
I'm surprised the teacher just ran out and called the cops and called the firemen. Couldn't she just get some warm water and that's it? And of course, You got that leg lamp. You can't forget the leg lamp.
Do you know what this is? This is a lamp!
It was indeed a lamp.
And the shooting your eye out with the BB gun. Those are the scenes that make that movie iconic and why we still watch them even though it's way outdated. And I don't know, it just makes us feel good because things were much simpler back then. My third favorite movie is It's a Wonderful Life. Now I know this movie is like from the 40s. It's kind of like one of those classic movies that teach you a lesson about when you're going through the hard times. You can't let that, just take you down. You can't let that just dictate how you're gonna live the rest of your life. Like George, for example, the main character in this movie. The movie starts by him saving his brother's life.
George saved his brother's life that day.
Eventually, he starts going through hardship. He ends up losing money, and he's seen as he could be the savior of the town. But then things go wrong, and then he gets to a point where he's broken, and he thinks that there's just no way out. Clarence, his guardian angel, came down and showed him the way and showed him what life would actually be like if he didn't even exist. And what he saw, he didn't like.
Help me, Clarence, please. Please. I want to live again.
We are here on this earth for a reason. And believe it or not, we make a difference in someone's life. Someone. We might not even know who, but we do make a difference in someone's life. Someone may wake up in the morning thinking about you, and just by that, you made their life better. So just take comfort in that thought and keep going. Now, my number 4 is This Christmas. It's a movie that came out back in 2007. Regina King is in it. Chris Brown is in it. A whole bunch of actors that I love are in it. And that movie is so good. So good. There's a scene in there which is, I couldn't even find it. I couldn't even find that scene all over YouTube. I guess they must have scrubbed it because it's a little tiny bit violent. The wife, she pours the baby oil on the bathroom floor and she beats the heck out of her husband for cheating on her. So I do not condone violence, but at the time when I first watched that movie, I laughed. They made it look really funny. Anyway, that guy, the actor that plays her husband, the cheating husband, is actually the same guy that plays Mother's Milk in The Boys on Prime Video. And I didn't make the connection until my son told me, because apparently, the guy put on a lot of weight to be Mother's Milk. And then he went and lost it again. And now that he's kind of looking like the way that he did before, I was like, wait a minute, yeah, it is the guy. The movie's mostly about the family getting together during the holidays and, eating soul food and, family keeping secrets and all that stuff coming out to light. People betraying other people and sisters who were fighting, make up, and, just a feel-good Christmas movie. I love it also because of the dancing and just reminds me a lot of my own family. And lastly, Love Actually. I don't know. I love that movie. It's corny, I know, but I love that movie. My favorite story, though, you would think because there's a lot of different narratives going on in that movie. And my favorite one is the one with the little kid and the singing girl, Joanna. And it's not because her name is Joanna. It's cute. And the little kid, he runs through the airport trying to find her because that's the love of his life. But in this movie, there's actually a part 2, which was part of a Christmas special they did a few years back. They actually get together. And of course, there's the iconic, Hugh Grant dancing scene. There's the iconic Mr. Bean taking forever to gift wrap.
Let me just pop it in the box. There.
Look, could we be quite quick?
I know this is kind of all over the place, but those are, I would say, my 5 favorite Christmas movies that I like to snuggle up to and eat popcorn to and watch with a little bit of hot chocolate with marshmallows inside. And I'm starting to want some right now, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!
I love you, I love you, I love you!